As you step in, make sure to hit the like button. Really is appreciated. I'm not sure how long this live stream is going to be. This could be a very short live stream, and it could be a very long live stream. That it actually depends on you guys and whether y'all want to participate in it or not. And listen, I welcome all views. Just be respectful. All I ask is to be respectful, no cursing. If you're going to curse, misspell the curse words, please. We can all disagree. Disagreement is fine. Disrespect, however, will not be tolerated. And I'm going to do something that I don't normally do during these type of live streams. And you have to be a certain age to remember this song. Stevie Wonder sang this, and you know what? The mark of a genius, and Stevie Wonder is a genius, there's no question about that, is that their works are more timeless. The older it gets, the more relevant their works become. That is why Marvin Gaye is who he is. That is why Michael Jackson is who he is. That is why Prince is who he is. And I could name others. That's why Stevie Wonder is who he is. And this is one of his songs that definitely, right now, means more now, more than ever. Ooh, 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 na, 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 ooh. Good morning or evening, friends. Here's your friendly announcer. I have serious news to pass on to everybody. What I'm about to say could mean the world's disaster. Could change your joys to laughter, to tears and pain. It's that the love's in need of love today. Don't delay, send yours right away. Hate's going round, is breaking many hearts. Stop it, please, before it's gone too far. Ooh, 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 ooh. I just had to get that out of my system, ladies and gentlemen. Please bear with me. Thank you so much. And make sure to hit that like button. You see the topic, ICE protests. Should our people be even involved? And here's why I ask. Everybody knows, anybody that's been with my channel for any amount of time knows that I am not a fan of President Donald Trump. I'm not a fan of President Barack Hussein Obama, ex-president, excuse me. I wasn't a fan of President Biden. As far as I'm concerned, both parties have played in our faces long enough. Is some of this our fault? Absolutely. Because as a people, we never held their feet to the fire. We just went for the okie doke, whether it was because he looked like us, pandered to us. And when I say we, I'm talking about our people in general. I'm not talking about me by myself. Because for some of our people, in fact, way too many of our people, it only takes a couple of showy things in order for us to give them their vote. We don't hold them to any type of accountability. When it comes to the voting process, we vote entirely wrong as a people for the most part. But I digress. Now, these ICE agents are here for illegal immigrants. Now, have a lot of these, well, first of all, you shouldn't be in this country illegally anyway. And for the people who claim, well, as a black woman or a black man, I could never say that anybody going through whatever isn't our fight. Well, you know what? That couldn't sound any more stupid. And here's why. Have any of these people stood with us? Wait, let me answer that. Absolutely not. Or if they have, they'll stand with us when it's convenient for them. Because they'll blend in because they have the same skin color as we do. They'll accept the glory, but they won't accept the pain that comes with being a foundational Black American. How many Afro-Latinas have said, oh, I know Black, I'm Dominican. Oh, I know Black, I'm Puerto Rican. I know Black, I'm Venezuelan. But let anything happen that benefits our people. Oh, Jay, I Black. Yeah, right. And not all of them do that, but there's enough of them that do it. And please stop me when I'm wrong. Stop me when I'm lying. Because we have to call these people out. And ironically, these are the same people who voted President Trump into office because they wanted their border secure. Oh no, I vote Trump. I vote Trump. I know my Latina accent is terrible. I get it. But you get the idea. And once again, not all Afro-Latinas or Latinos feel like this. See, unlike a lot of people, I don't pigeonhole people into one category. There are several of us that make up everything. Everybody is a unique person. Everybody has their choice of free will. And listen, if you decide, you know what, I want to stand with the protesters, well, you better be very careful. You see what happened when old girl didn't comply and in that truck. It's been proven that we don't have to we could be compliant in everything. And it doesn't always work out well for us. So you might want to proceed with caution before you go to those ICE protests. And then you better ask yourself, is this really our fight? I was born here. I am a U.S. citizen. What the heck am I doing down here? Why would I even risk it for people who wouldn't even think about us? Why would you even bother to do that? But in some of our minds, we want to invite everybody to the damn cookout. Now, how's that worked out again? Listen, not everybody gets a goddamn invite. What's wrong with some of our people as it is? Want to let everybody in this mother. It's so stupid. God, some of our people are stupid. It's amazing. But then again, my 56 years of life, I shouldn't be amazed at all. In fact, I have to pray not to become numb to some of the stupidity that comes with some of our people. Now, was it a tragedy that the young lady lost her life? It was, because now her children were without a mother. Did I shed one tear? Absolutely not. I'll save my tears for people like Sean Bell. I'll save my tears for Eleanor Bumpers. I'll save my tears for Eric Garner, for Amadou Diallo, for Abdo Louima, Sandra Bland. Do I have to really keep going here? And I know some people are going to disagree with me, and that's fine. So what? Big deal. Wouldn't be the first time. I'll even save a tear for, even though I didn't agree with a lot of things that he said, he shouldn't have had to die the violent death that he did. I will even save my tear for Charlie Kirk. Yes, I said it. Charlie Kirk did not deserve a bullet through his heart. I'm not even going to touch Erica Kirk right now, because the way that she's been treated is absolutely disgusting. You talk about a no-win situation. Erica Kirk is in that. And I feel terrible for her children to have to witness all this. And they're confronted with it every day. But I digress. That and listen, there was another one also in Minnesota that got shot in the leg. Listen, how many times were we told, well, if we had just complied? Well, you know what? What's good for the goose? Well, we already know how that works. But let's see what continues to happen. When you get into these people's faces, when you're spitting on them, you know what? When you spit on a person, that's called assault, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes it's just a matter of play stupid games, win stupid damn prizes. When you interfere with their work, and then some of these so-called people talk about, let's get them out of there. And these will be the same persons crying for the National Guard. Hold it. You don't want the ICE people to do their job in getting rid of the people who shouldn't even be in the country in the damn first place. You don't want them to do that. But when people are rioting and looting in the street and causing all sorts of chaos, oh yeah, we really need the National Guard. Listen, you don't get to pick and choose. It's just sometimes just drives me absolutely crazy. Just how stupid some people are. and how things, if it doesn't affect them, they don't care. But once it affects them, they're supposed to send in the Marine, so to speak. And listen, I used to be a Marine. Listen, spare me the BS. Let these ICE agents do their job. If you feel like if you really feel this need for protesting, do it in a responsible manner. You don't have to be up in their face. You sure as hell don't have to spit on them. You don't have to throw anything at them, call them all out. Listen, it's just stupid. This is not the 60s. This is not the 50s, where our people's civil rights were being trampled upon. And the Civil Rights Act went to everybody but black folk, but I digress. That's part of the reason why these illegals are here. Nobody wants to touch that part. I understand. Now, if they do something foolish, they should be called out on it too. Now, listen, the ICE agents have no business messing with legal people who are immigrants in this country. Then, now you've crossed the line. People who are legally here should not have to go through this garbage because they've fulfilled the requirements to be here in this country. Those people should not be bothered. But when you decide to get into the face, to spit in the face, and throw things at ICE agents who are doing nothing more than their job, well, then, you know what? All bets are off. And I don't feel a damn thing. I might feel like, damn, they stupid. Might be about it. No, I'm not saying, you know what, he should get killed for it. I'm not going to say that. It's just really, really disheartening how we get to pick and choose who we want to root for. You know, I didn't hear any of this outrage when George Floyd got choked out by these Minnesota police. None of it. I tell you what, those so-called ICE protesters didn't say jack shit then. Jeez. No, the selective outrage just cracks me the hell up. Just does. And I'm not on the side of right and wrong. I'm not on the side of black and white. This isn't even a black or white issue, really. It shouldn't be. Now, do I think some of them are pissed off that they can't go after us? That's another story. And that's another live stream. But if you're a black person, why would you volunteer your stupid ass down there in these protests in the first place? Why? Jeez. All I can tell you is don't be stupid, ladies and gentlemen. This absolutely is not our fight. I was trying to wait, but it looks like they're not going to make it. You know what? I'm going to give them another 5 minutes, unless they're busy. Just one moment. I cannot see the chat if there is even a chat. Goodness gracious. Okay. Just a moment. I'm going to drop the link here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to give people about 5 minutes, give them a chance to voice their opinion. If not, then I'm going to end this live stream because I basically said exactly how I felt and what needed to be said. If you agree or disagree, I'm fine with it. Again, I don't mind disagreement. Disagreement is fine. Disrespect, however, will not be tolerated. And I'll snatch your happy behind right off of here. This is not a democracy. This is a dictatorship. I understand that I'm in YouTube's house, but this is my motherfucking yard. And I will not tolerate anybody crapping on my yard. This is absolutely not our fight, people. Not foundational Black America's fight. Absolutely not. This is our country just as much as anybody else's. The blood, sweat, and tears that we put into this country, I'll be damned if any of these people tell me, no way. If anything, you don't want anybody illegal in here, especially illegal and bringing any types of drugs, murderers, thieves. It's not, that is the one thing where Trump is somewhat right about. You can't sit up here and tell me that when it comes to these illegals, that they're giving us their best. They're not. Even if you're seeking asylum, there is a way to do it legally. You can legally seek asylum. You do not have to do it illegally. And again, I'm not talking about the legal. There are immigrants here who are legal. They should not be messed with by ICE agents at all. When they cross that line, they need to be called out on it, and it needs to be reported and done away with accordingly. But these so-called protesters that are spitting in the face of these agents, running over agents, and by the way, the ICE agent that got hit by the young lady, he suffered a shattered pelvis, I believe. And that mayor's a joke. I didn't know the mayor was a freaking doctor. Oh, I could have hurt myself worse doing whatever. Shut up. What if somebody decides to run you over, allegedly? And I'm not wishing that on the guy, but sometimes, man, just shut up. Jeez. But that's why it's called politics, ladies and gentlemen, excuse me. And that's the thing. Whether it's the right or the left wing, that bird is just abhorrently filthy, and it needs to be scrubbed raw. Well, it looks like nobody's going to join me, and I'm fine with that. And again, you guys don't have to agree with me. That's fine, but I am going to give my 2 cents. You know what? Let me try something else. Just a moment. Okay, folks, if you go on my community page, I also put the StreamYard in there. I know sometimes you can't always get on from StreamYard. Sometimes you have to go to the community page, trying to give people at least 2 more minutes, or else I'm just going to end this thing. But once again, thank you so much for joining me. And listen, if you are a foundational Black American, born and raised a citizen in this country, and you decide you want to join in the protest, number one, don't be stupid and get in these people's faces. Or the better question is, what the hell are you doing there in the first place? And you have to ask yourself that, because you could pay the ultimate price by making a wrong decision or getting caught up in something that, quite frankly, you don't really need to be caught up in. Well, looks like I'll be ending this live stream now, and that's fine. UncleClaude signing out, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to thank all of the people who joined, all the people in the clouds and the bushes. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Take care, stay safe, and God bless. Good night, everybody.